Good morning, readers. It is Friday, so I'm back to talk to you today about books and such. This month, January, is National Stalker Awareness Month. So I thought that I would use that as a springboard for my latest blog post. So there's some resources there on what is stalking, how prevalent, impact, some discussion of stalking in popular media, and safety tips. And then, of course, we go into books about stalking. And the one that I have that is about stalking in particular is Pursued by the Past. I thought I would read a little bit of that to you from chapter 1 today. And you can, of course, pick that up. I will show you blog links and buy links, and you can hop on over and see both Pursued by the Past and some other stalker books that I managed to track down. Okay, so a reading from Pursued by the Past. By the time Vanna got off the phone, she was both furious and drained. She couldn't decide whether she wanted to throw the computer across the room or lie down on her bed and go to sleep. But there was too much to be done. Now she had a bunch of running around to do to try to get her email account unlocked again so that she could get to work. The hours were slipping rapidly away from her. In spite of the fact that she had already been on the phone for an extended amount of time, Vanna dialed the number that she knew from heart. She'd already removed him from her favorites list, but she knew it anyway. It wasn't actually the first time she'd removed him from her favorites list. She tapped a fingernail on the desk impatiently, waiting for him to pick up. Vanna noticed that her fingernails were grimy again. Her mother always criticized her nails. I have no idea how you can get them so dirty so quickly. They always look like an auto mechanic's. You need a manicure. Vanna hoped that they hadn't been that bad when she'd breakfasted with Erica a few hours before, but she hadn't done anything messy since then, so they must have been. Her mother's nails were always perfectly clean and manicured, with flawless French tips. She despaired of a daughter who couldn't even keep her nails clean. Vanna, Tino greeted. She was sure that he was delighted to hear from her. After their last fight, she had vowed never to speak to him again. Now she was stoking his ego, making him think that she couldn't live without him. You think that you can hack my email account? Vanna demanded. That's the most childish play for attention that I've ever seen. You've messed up my entire workday. Thank you very much. She was greeted by silence. Apparently, Tino had been shocked into speechlessness by her sally. She felt good about that. Vanna liked the feeling of putting him in his place, telling him how she really felt. What are you talking about? Tino finally asked. Don't play dumb with me. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You hacked my email account, changed all of my security information so I couldn't get it back into it. Really mature, Tino. I didn't do that. I'm not a hacker. You don't need any technical skills to break into my email, watching over my shoulder, or guessing what my password is. You really messed up my day, and now I'm going to have to go through all my other accounts and change all of my passwords. Vanna bit her lip after saying it, realizing that she had just given him a heads up that she used the same password on other accounts as well. She was going to have to secure her auction account right away, and her vendor accounts, and of course the accounts she'd used for her virtual assistant's work and cloud storage. She started to make a list in her head of everything that had to be changed immediately, all of the accounts that Tino would know or guess about. She knew she shouldn't have used the same password on everything, but trying to remember or keep track of a different password on every account was impossible. Vanny, Tino reproached, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do anything that would threaten your work. What kind of guy do you think I am? Maybe the same kind of guy who tows cars that are legally parked, so that their owners have to pay their hard-earned money to get them back, Vanna suggested. That kind of guy? That's different, Tino snickered. She could imagine his dark, square face, just a little too blocky to be considered handsome. She could picture the way that his eyes would dance, thinking about how he'd pulled one over on so many wealthy car owners over the last year or two. It was different. He figured that they owed him a living just by virtue of the fact that they had so much more money than he did. He knew that Vanna wasn't wealthy in spite of the Austen family wealth. She was trying to support herself without reliance on her family's money. She wanted to be her own person and not owe anyone for her living. But honey, I promise I didn't touch your email account. Are you having computer trouble? I could call Jimmy to look at it. No, I don't want you to call anyone. I didn't call you because I needed help. I called you to tell you that you're not getting away with this, that I know it was you. It wasn't me, he lied. His voice was low and smooth, but held a note of amusement that just made Vanna that much more sure he was guilty. I wouldn't do that to my girl. I'm not your girl. We're finished. So from now on, you just stay out of my business, Vanna snapped. Got it? Why don't I come over and take a look at it for you? He suggested. Maybe there's something I can do. You sound really upset. Of course I'm upset. You ruined my day. Maybe made me lose the Monroe file. And all for what? So that you could prove that I need you? That I can't survive without a man in my life? Well, newsflash, I can survive just fine. Just stay out of my stuff. Call me when you change your mind. Vanna poked the end button angrily. Okay, so there you are, a little sneak preview. Hop on over to my blog post or to one of the vendor links and download it today. Talk to you next week. Bye-bye.